Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Halo Effect. As usual, I am your host, Robert Lockhart. Hey, let's talk some baseball, huh? Okay, two big things in the news. One, the Astros have extended Jose Altuve for 5 years. Smart on their part. We all know what Altuve is capable of. Next, Kansas City Royals have extended their young budding superstar Bobby Witt for the next 11 years with a 3-year option that could go for 14. Wise decision on their part too. That's a kid you want to build around. And hope for their sake, I hope they do. Now, as for the Halos, what have they done? They've signed another relief pitcher. Jose Cisneros pitched the last couple of seasons with the Tigers. His 2022 season was exceptional. Pitched to a 1.08 ERA, struck out about 5 times more than he walked anybody. Very good season. Last year, not so good. Last year, he pitched to a 5.31 ERA. Give him more hits than innings pitched. Never a good sign. If you look through this guy's career, he was actually out of the majors for about 3 years because he started his career with the Astros. Never pitched well for him. Always gave up a lot of games, gave up a lot of leads. Let other teams get back into the game. Not something you want. So he eventually wound up with the Tigers. Had a couple of decent seasons with them before last season, which was not good. It's just another player the Angels brought into their bullpen that you kind of question, what's the idea? What's the point? He's got a lively fastball, one that gets hit quite a bit apparently. So I was just trying to figure out the strategy in this particular situation. It makes no sense to me, really. So with that said, that's pretty much all the Angels have done this past offseason. It boggles the mind. You lost Shohei Ohtani. This was a guy who was not only your ace, he was one of the most potent bats in your lineup, if not the most potent bat, because unfortunately Trout's been hurt the last couple of seasons, and Rendon, we know he's always been hurt. But you've lost the biggest cog in your machine, and you haven't replaced it. It makes no sense. Now, again, on the surface, it looks like they're not doing much. On the innards, they might be doing a lot more than we think. Again, it's a brand new coaching staff, so maybe they think they already got the pieces necessary to be able to compete. Man, I'm not going to say they don't. They do have some great pieces. You know, they're decent pieces for a reason, and they just need the proper coaching. I did say that from last year. They have good talent. They just need the proper coaching. Maybe they have that now. And like I said, maybe Sam Bachman is going to be their ace of the future. I personally would bring in a veteran head of your rotation. That's why I was advocating for Corbin Burns. Because it eases the new guy in. You're stretching Bachman out for this next season, maybe. I think that's what they're doing. And he's still a rookie. He's still wet behind the ears, So this is one of those, hey, let's see what we got type of seasons it would appear. So, I would say with that said, let's move on to something slightly different. As we know, aside from Aaron Hicks, the only thing the Angels have really done was add to their bullpen. That's it. That's all they've done. Which, Manassian says that was one of the most important parts to their offseason. I don't think so. They still have a lot of up-and-comers. A lot of guys who are capable of being part of their bullpen. They have Luke Murphy, who they drafted a couple of years ago. He was the closer for for Vanderbilt. I mean, when you're the closer for Vanderbilt, when you're Vanderbilt's go-to guy, that says a lot. That really says a lot. Eric Torres, a lefty, out of your bullpen. I think he's got closing experience. This guy looks like he's a good up-and-comer. Camden Manachi, who they drafted last year out of Wake Forest. Apparently, Wake Forest has got this amazing pitching lab that really allows their pitchers to get everything focused, everything right. They have so much stuff there that allows their pitchers to become, take that next step, that, get to that next level. So I would say if you're a pitcher coming out of Wake Forest or Vanderbilt, yeah, you're pretty much set for the majors. But anyway, besides that, if you look at the Angels' top 30 prospects list, the majority of the pitchers they have in there are all guys that are going to be part of their bullpen. They're all bullpen pieces in my mind. I know they have still a lot of hope for Victor Mederos. He's got a lot of good pitches in his repertoire. His big issue is he has no control. His control is very subpar, and until he actually gets that solved, he's a bullpen piece, and a bullpen piece alone. So, anyway, that's all they've really done thus far is just getting bullpen pieces. You understand that you have nobody to pick up from where Ohtani left off in your lineup, right? Now, they did make a trade with Atlanta about a month ago that was acquiring Evan White and a minor league pitcher. Apparently the minor league pitcher looks like he might be pretty good at some point. Evan White, we know, has been a disaster. And this is a guy who was given a massive contract. By the way, this goes out to Brewers and Tigers fans as well, because these were the next guys to give a major league contract, a big-time contract for a rookie who hasn't played a single game in the majors yet. Just this big contract. Again, I've said it, buyer beware. You can't do that until these guys prove themselves. Yes, they're highly touted. Evan White was a highly touted first base prospect for Seattle, so they gave him that contract. And he's been a nightmare ever since. He never could hit. Now they say, oh, he's been injured a lot. Whether he's been injured or not a lot, it doesn't fully explain why he's not been able to put bat to ball more often. Just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, he's shown it with the glove. He's definitely shown it with the glove, just has not shown it with the bat. And I just did not understand that acquisition, especially trading away David Fletcher for it. I don't get it. There's got to be a method to the madness somewhere, and I'm hoping to see it along with the rest of my fellow Angel fans. I'm definitely hoping to see the method to that madness, Perry. I really hope you know what you're doing. Now, in the end, again, with the new coaching staff, I guess the idea is they're seeing what they got. That's the only explanation they could really have right now. Hey, let's see what we got before we go out and, fix a few things. Let's make sure that what we have is not working. If it's not working, then we fix it. If it actually is working, we just had bad mechanics, then more power to you. That'd be great. It definitely saves a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of headaches, that's for sure. So, and like I said, with the international signing, this Joshua Lugo, I would say maybe he's probably the third baseman of the future. He's only 17, so he's really not trying to put the bat before the ball on this one. But it seems like he can do really well. For right now, he's going to be a shortstop. When he fills out his frame, more likely they say he'll probably move over to the hot corner. We'll see what he does. In the meantime, let's just hope he develops and gets that bat to ball more often, gets his feet wet really well, and becomes just a great player. hoping for that one right there because we can use it. So, with that said, that's about it. Halos fans, I'll see you in a few days and see if there's any more news coming out of Angels camp. Another week and a half or so till, everyone starts to report. February 25th, if I remember correctly, is when spring training games start. So, let's see where things go from here. The top free agents are still out there. Again, they're very difficult to negotiate with because we all know who their agent is. Anyway, with that said, I'm going to end it there. See you guys next time. Go Halos.